Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on, I got an old standby. Oh boy, right out of my Keurig machine, Maxwell House. That's right, yeah. Got a lot of these. I gotta use them. But I love this coffee. It is just a great, reliable brand of coffee that really has some great flavor. And they are right when they say good to the last drop. Although that was President Teddy Roosevelt who coined that phrase when he had a cup of Maxwell House coffee. And he told the owner, that coffee is good to the last drop. At least that's the legend. That's the myth as I understand it. And I've got my bargain Dunkin' Donuts right there, the DD right there. Dunkin' Donuts, Ohio coffee mug that I got out of a thrift store, a local thrift store. Just a terrific coffee mug. And I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Just a great way to start the day. A great shave and a great cup of coffee. And speaking of coffee, viewer Paul Swidham, S-W-Y-D-A-M. Swidham, Paul, I hope I got your last name correctly pronounced. But he wrote me the following. Just a quick note. As I learned from a former barista, the lighter the roast, the more caffeine it has. The darker, the less amount. That's why your dark roast is called Night Owl. Anyways, good video as always. Yeah, he's referring to what I had last week, Night Owl. And I thought, wow, this gives you a really big caffeine kick. Maybe it's called Night Owl because it'll keep you up all night. And he's saying, no, it's the opposite. If it's called Night Owl because it won't keep you up all night. It's got, I guess, I'm confused. I don't know. But he was saying that a darker roast has less caffeine and a lighter roast has more caffeine. I did a little research on the web, Paul, and, they're saying, some sources out there are saying that that's a myth. I don't know. I'm going to defer to you and what your barista friend said. I'm beginning to think that's probably the case, that the darker roast has less caffeine. I mean, if you're roasting it more, maybe you're roasting out all the caffeine. That's kind of the logical thing that I'm going with here. And that if you don't roast it as much, it leaves more caffeine in the bean. I think that's what is going on. There are some sources that say, no. Both of them have the same amount of caffeine. Well, then why roast them? I mean, why roast one longer than the... I don't know. It's a topic of debate. And I'm sure that if I were to Google the terms differently, I would get some sources that were saying, yes, absolutely. Darker roast, less caffeine. Lighter roast, more caffeine. I think that that's probably conspiracy by coffee makers to keep us talking about coffee, perhaps. I'm not sure. But speaking about talking, wow, we got some great topics this morning, some great questions, some great comments. And, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me, as I said before. So before we go any further, let's go with a morning viewer shaving tip. Okay, so this morning's viewer shaving tip comes from viewer Carl Pennington, and he writes, here's a quick shaving tip that goes along with one of your topics from last week's Monday morning mailbag. After my cold water rinse, I will go with an ice cube rub on my face. Then I will follow that with an alum block. The ice cube rub really has helped in cutting out what minor irritation that I can get on my neck. I'm an early morning shaver and it helps wake you up. The ice cube rub is not my idea. I got it from Melly Mel Shaves. Hey, thanks very much for that tip, Carl. I have heard this over the last few years of ice cube rubs. I've also seen some wet shavers shave with ice water, ice cubes in water, do that kind of shave too. But I think the ice cube rub would really work well, and I think that's a fantastic tip. I've heard other wet shavers say that it really does help cut down irritation, and as you pointed out, especially on the neck. So thanks very much for that tip. So if you're struggling with a little bit of irritation on your neck, try an ice cube rub, as Carl's tip has passed along. So Carl, to say thank you, you get an original George sketch for you and only you. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at georgetoon@gmail.com. No, not georgetoon@gmail.com. Monday, I got too many email addresses. Monday mailbag at gmail.com. Monday mailbag at gmail.com. And I will send this to you post haste for that really, really great tip. But, to be fair, because you got it from Melly Mel Shaves, hey, Melly Mel, you too get an original George sketch because Carl admitted that he got the tip from you. So it's only right that you get a sketch also. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag at gmail.com. Mondaymailbag at gmail.com. And I will send this to you, Melly Mel, post haste. So thank you, gentlemen, for a great, great shaving tip. Okay, as always, before we get to some of these questions and comments, it's time to go back for that second cup of coffee. Let's go back for a refill. Okay, so this morning's refill has to do with a couple of topics we've talked about in the past. The Parker Semi Slant Razor and also the Wizamet Super Iridium Razor Blades. Let's take the Parker Razor first. As you know, I pointed out that when I first loaded the blade and just snugged up the handle, I got a couple of these little marks on the base plate right there like that. Can you see that? I pointed that out to viewers just in case you decide to go out and get one, just to be careful. It might happen to yours, but Parker says, well, it's the satin finish that causes that, and it's merely cosmetic, and it's not going to harm the razor in any way. Certainly not going to affect the shave. It's been a terrific, terrific razor, and really very, very efficient, very smooth. This, for me, is like a 2-pass razor with maybe a little bit of touch-up. Really terrific, terrific razor. Anyhow, I got some responses regarding the marks on the base plate, and viewer Jerry's Graffiti wrote, "Hey, Mark, I have the similar mark on my base plate when I first got it." Now, I'm assuming that it came from the same process that I did, just by snugging it up a little bit, but I thanked him for confirming it. And he replied, "Yes, the same. I've used that razor at least a dozen times and haven't noticed it getting any worse." So that's really good. And I haven't noticed mine getting any worse either. Pedro Rodriguez wrote, "Hello, Mark. I have one just like yours. I use it for about almost 2 years on my Wet Shave YouTube channel. I only use Parker razors, and it never happened with me having marks on mine. And I don't use M5 plastic washers." He goes on to say, the secret is don't tighten too much. Well, I didn't tighten it. I just snugged it up, obviously. You don't really need to. I think we all understand that. Just tight enough, but don't over tight. It's harder to take the blade out later to clean. Now, that is a very good point right there, that if you're over tightening it, you could lock that blade in a little bit when you're trying to take it out and kind of, separate the base plate from the cap. Fortunately for me, I haven't had that problem with this, and that tells me I'm not over tightening this razor. So thanks for pointing that out, Pedro. I really do appreciate that. Frank Miska, Frank Miska wrote, "Hi, Mark. On a recent video, you scored the metal on the base plate of your Parker Semi Slant razor when you cinched down the handle. To prevent the problem in the future, use the buffer rings you have from PAA for the Ascension Select razor. I learned the trick from Kevy Shaves. I use the buffer rings on all my 3-piece razors. They do not affect the shave, and they protect the metal on the base plate. Have a great day, and keep the great content coming." Thanks very much, Frank. And yeah, I have these right here from PAA. I bought about 10 of these for $1. Just threw it into my cart with my with a recent order a while back. And it is for the Ascension Select razors. It gives you a little bit of an extra quarter turn on those razors, having this in place, having this little buffer ring in place. And yeah, you know, you're right. It's not really that thick, is it? So if I were to just throw that on there like that, just here, let's just show you right here. Just throw that on there like that. Have it right there like that. Okay, can you see that? And just that'll definitely protect the metal. And I don't think that's going to open up the gap much. That's the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about. Is it going to open up the gap a little more and maybe make this razor a little more aggressive? You know what? I'll just have to shave with it and see. But I think perhaps I might start doing that. I don't know. But again, it hasn't gotten any worse. Now, I'm just pointing this out to those of you out there who are looking for a slant or a Semi Slant razor. If you get the Parker, it's a fantastic razor. Just be aware of this issue that I had with it. And again, it's due to the satin finish, and it's merely cosmetic and won't affect the shave or anything like that. And as one viewer pointed out, he's had it for a long time and hasn't seemed to see any degradation from it, that sort of thing. So my thanks to all the viewers for pointing that out. And I just point that out to other viewers out there in case you're in the market for a slant razor or a Semi Slant and you're looking at the Parker. Just be aware that when you tighten that up, it may or may not happen, and you might want to get one of these little buffer rings here just to be on the safe side. So thanks to the viewers for all your comments on that. Now, getting to the Wizamet Super Iridium blades, Mark Bagwell sent along the following. I know people are still confused about the whole Wizamet and Polsilver thing. Don't know why some people are confused. It's simple, really. During the Iron Curtain days, there was a Polish company called Wizamet. Their emblem was a W. Their top-of-the-line blade was called a Polsilver. They made them in stainless and iridium coated. When the Iron Curtain fell, Gillette went shopping for a bunch of companies like Wizamet, Astra, and others. I'm writing all this to lead into the photos I'm about to post. Well, I've got them right here. This is a pack of Wizamet Polsilver from behind the Iron Curtain days. And there you go. So I think that helps clear up the confusion a little bit. Thanks so much for that, Mark. I really do appreciate that information. Boy, again, got the greatest viewers on YouTube. They come through with some really, really great information, great helpful tips. Really, thank you all very much. Thanks again for the history lesson on the Wizamet Polsilver situation, Mark. Really do appreciate it. It helps me to understand what's going on. And I think probably, I'm assuming here, that Gillette went in, closed the plant in Poland and moved it to Russia, I guess, where they're still making them. And again, it's probably the same exact blade. They're just changing packaging. Am I right, Mark? Comment below. I think that's what's going on here. So thanks really much. Thanks very much. Thanks really much. Thanks very much for that information, Mark. Really do appreciate it. Okay, it's that time of the show where we look at some new shaving gear and deals that are out there. Okay, we got some great shaving gear to show you. We're going to kick it off with the latest acquisition that arrived in my shaving den about a week ago. This is the X3 Slant Razor from iKon Razors. There it is right there. Now, this comes in like 2 different configurations, and I hope by the time this video airs, the sale is still going on. I happen to purchase it. The handle here, the handle, stainless steel handle, high polished stainless steel handle, and the slant razor head separately and put them in the cart. The slant razor head was on sale for $25, normally $40. They also sell this X3 slant razor head for $15, but it has some slight blemishes on it. I'm not sure if those are still in stock or sold out, maybe sold out, I'm not entirely sure. But $25 for the slant razor head. The normally $40. $25 for the slant razor head, normally $40. The stainless steel high polished Bulldog 80 millimeter handle was $19.99, regularly $25. So that was on sale there. So the two of these, when I add them to my cart, plus $5 to ship it to my house, was just under $50. Now, you can buy an X3 slant razor with a matte finish handle for $35. The razor head and the handle are all combined for one price, $35. So you'll be saving about $10 over the high polished handle. And had I seen that offer before I ordered these two, I probably would have gone with that. But regardless, just a terrific, terrific razor. I've had several shaves with it. It is a mild razor. It's a daily driver kind of razor. This razor impresses me very much like the Merkur 34C in that it has a narrower angle of approach, so to speak. You got to find that sweet spot. But when you find it, it is highly, highly efficient, maybe even deceptively efficient. It really does deliver a smooth, smooth shave. Very little audio feedback, too, from it, which is something that I found to be very, very surprising. But I've used it with several blades, and the blade that seems to work the best for me so far has been the Astra razor blade. It comes with 5 Astra razor blades, so I guess that's very good reason to try the Astra razor blade. I think iKon razors are saying, hey, the Astra blade is going to be a good fit for this razor. I know a lot of reviewers that I have been reading say that they've tried a feather blade in this and have gotten an exceptional shave. So this also seems to be the kind of razor that can tame a feather blade because of its mild quality. Just a terrific, terrific slant razor. And the surprising thing is, being a slant versus, say, the Parker Semi Slant, you would think that this iKon X3 slant would be more aggressive than the Parker Semi Slant. You would think Semi Slant is going to be milder. No, actually, the Parker is more aggressive than the iKon X3. The Parker, as I mentioned earlier, this is a 2-pass razor for me. Sometimes 3 passes, depending on the blade. This absolutely is a 3-pass razor for me. I could do 3 passes, no irritation, no nicks, no cuts. One reviewer happened to say that you would be hard-pressed to nick yourself with this razor. Yeah, that's quite a bold claim, but I tend to believe that. I really do. Now, I've had some shaves with it, as I say, and I've been done after 2 passes. And it's been a fantastic shave. I do the 3rd pass, and I get a little closer. Maybe I'm chasing the BBS there, even though you're not supposed to chase the BBS. Don't try to find the BBS. Let the BBS find you. The point is that, yeah, I could do the 3rd pass with a great deal of comfort and get a really, really nice result, a BBS result. I really, really can. So this X3 slant razor really has been, it's been wonderful. It's really been wonderful. And as I say, I'm preparing a video review of it, and I hope to get it up posted sometime soon because it's just been a really, really very, very good razor. And I like this handle a lot. Nice weight. The weight of the razor does all the work, but I want to show you one other thing before we move on, is how thick this base plate is. Look at that. I believe this is aluminum. Look at the thickness of that. There's a lot of material there, and this is really, really very, very well made, very well manufactured. I mean, it's just terrific. The blade balance and alignment are spot on, and it just gives a really, really nice shave. Because it's a slant, and because of that narrower angle of approach in trying to find that sweet spot, it did take me a little bit of a shave or two to really kind of get into the rhythm of this and really find that sweet spot and really understand the angle of approach, that sort of thing. It's still, 30 degrees, light touch, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, but you got to play around with it within that ballpark figure there. But yeah, terrific, terrific razor, X3 slant. Really, really great. The other thing I wanted to show you that I received from Amazon during the Prime Day promotion was this from Wolfland. This was a $10 Amazon Prime Day razor that was on sale for about $8.50, $9. And it came with Gee whiz, what do we got? 10 Dorco HQ razor blades right here. And I bought it because a viewer pointed out that it looked a little bit like a Mueller R89. And again, you know, I always get sidetracked. Instead of buying the Mueller R89, I'm buying a rebrand or a clone. Well, this is pretty close to looking like it. It's not quite, doesn't quite look like the Mueller R89, but it's a $9-10 razor. And I look forward to reviewing this and shaving with this. I have not done it yet, but I'll have a link below if you're interested in a low-cost razor that seems to resemble a Mueller R89 a little bit. I think it looks more like a Mueller R89 in the photo on the product page than when you receive it. But it has nice heft and weight. Comes with 10 Dorco HQ blades, and I'm anticipating a nice mild to mid-aggression shave with this. But I will also link this below. This is from Wolfland Razors. So, moving along, James Gazda, Jim from Northfield, said, Dollar General, here it is. Hey, Mark, I just picked this up from Dollar General for $7. I'll try it tomorrow night. There has been a few YouTube videos on it so far, including Sinatra Lennon. Yeah, the $7 Dollar General safety razor. Some other viewers have mentioned it to me, but yeah, I'm next time I go to my Dollar General store, I'm going to look for it. I'm going to take a look at it, and if it's $7, why not? My first impression of it is it looks very similar to the Dollar Tree $1 razor, which did not last very long for me. This might be a look. This might be worth a look for $7. Why not? So thanks very much for that, Jim. I really do appreciate you passing that along. And thanks also to the other viewers who gave me the heads up on that. Also, this comes from viewer Tim Whitcup. And he says, I know you mostly talk the traditional wet shave, but you also give cartridge razors some props. Yeah, that's true, because there are some instances where a cartridge razor comes in handy. I bought this off Amazon. It's their brand of razor. A handle and 16 5-blade cartridges for $16.99. I used it, and it's just as good as Harry's or Mach 3, in my opinion, at a much better price. The head pivots up, down, and side to side. Great budget option. Yeah, Tim, thanks very much. Very, very happy to pass this along to viewers out there who, use a cartridge from time to time or like using cartridge razors all the time. I mean, whatever works for you. As Rick Festa says, your face, your rules. I prefer a safety razor. Absolutely. I love doing the traditional wet shave, and I love using a safety razor. And my gosh, there are so many great safety razors out there. And as I always say, it's a great time to be doing the traditional wet shave because there's so much great gear out there. As a matter of fact, and I've mentioned this before, when I started this segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, I didn't think I was going to have enough to talk about. I thought maybe I would do this maybe once a month, maybe twice a month at most. It seems like there is something new every single week. It is just absolutely exploding. I think a lot of men out there, and ladies too, are finding the traditional wet shave and seeing that a safety razor gives a wonderful, incredible, close, smooth shave. But the cartridge razor does come in handy, and we've always talked about that. I mean, you throw in an adopt kit for your carry-on bag for airline travel, nothing's going to happen. You can take that along on your carry-on bag, and cartridge razor is great for that. Also, in a pinch, when you need a quick shave, it's very good from that standpoint as well. I think that whatever you want to use, and there are times when some of us have used cartridge razors because of the situation, the circumstances that we're in. But really, traditional wet shave, that is really, really the place to be, in my opinion. But yeah, Tim, thanks very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Very, very happy to pass it along to other viewers out there. If you're looking for an inexpensive cartridge razor, check out the Amazon brand, especially if you're going to be traveling with a carry-on bag and you have to fly out of town. Hey, this might be a good option for you as well. All right, thanks very much, gentlemen, for all the information regarding some new deals out there, and hopefully we'll have some more next week. So thanks again. Okay, so this first question comes from viewer Brandon Hill. And he left this question in the comments area of the video review I did on the Gillette Tech Ball and Razor head shave. Yeah, I shaved my head with this. This is a terrific razor. Very mild, very efficient. These are absolutely great. If you can find one of these razors at an antique store, a yard sale, an estate sale for for a couple of bucks, snap it up. Because I've noticed the prices on eBay have been going up as interest in the traditional wet shave increases and interest in the vintage razors increases. Yeah, they're going to raise those prices a little bit because there's going to be some demand there. But yeah, these are terrific, very mild, very efficient, just great for face shaves and head shaves. Anyhow, Brandon asks, what blades do you prefer for a head shave? Well, Brandon, before I answer that, let me just qualify my answer by saying I like using mild razors for my head shaves. Mild razors like the ball end, Gillette Tech ball end. I can't use really overly aggressive razors. I have to use a milder razor. I find that the efficiency is just agreeable. I get a nice, close, smooth shave with them. And the blades I use, I make sure are coated. Platinum coated, Teflon coated, super iridium coated, chromium coated, that sort of thing. So yeah, obviously the Wizamet super iridium is going to be a blade that I will use. The Astra Greens, these are terrific. Like these a lot. These are platinum coated. The Shark Super Chrome, these are chromium coated. Anything that's coated. The Vikings Blade Mild. These are great. Just the fact that it has a milder quality makes it perfect for head shaves. I like these a lot. So there is a sharpness there, but there's also a really nice smoothness there too. And again, I'm using these blades in milder razors like the Gillette Tech or like the Game Changer. The Game Changer that Greg from Virginia very kindly sent me. This is a really nice, mild yet efficient razor. Great for head shaves. The Metaphor from Phoenix Shaving. Another really wonderful, mild, efficient razor. Terrific for head shaves. The Ascension razors. You heard this mentioned earlier in the program. This is great. It's twist adjustable, so you can open it up a little bit. Open up the blade gap and just give it a little more aggression if you want to. I don't open it up that much. Again, I don't like it to be overly aggressive for my head shaves, but if I need to have a little bit, I can just give it a little twist and just open it up a little bit. When I use an adjustable razor, I tend to use it on the milder settings, but there are times when I will open it up a little bit more, just a little bit more if I'm doing touch-up, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm using for my head shave. Now, because we had that cartridge razor, that Amazon cartridge razor, in the deals, new shaving gear deals section, that leads me to talk about a little bit of experimentation I've been doing with my head shave with cartridge razors in the shower. With my morning shower, just to see how that goes. And I've been using brushless shaving creams like Cremo to do this, and not too bad. The Mach 3 has been good. Harry's has been good. The Dorco Pace 7 I have not used. That's 7 blades. I don't know. That might be too much. For my head shaves with cartridge razors, I like 3 blades at the most. I have used the Harry's, which is 5 blades. It's been okay. What else have I used? Oh yeah, I used this one right here. This is the Fusion. This is the Sensitive, which is 2 blades and some lubricating strips and that sort of thing. This was okay. And of course, I've also used this one here, the Defender. So I've been kind of experimenting a little bit to see how that head shave using a brushless shave cream in the shower, just to kind of go zip, 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 how that compares with doing a safety razor shave in the evening with a brush and a good shave soap and that sort of thing. And I can tell you that this is great in a pinch to use the cartridge razors. It's great in a pinch, but it's just not as complete and as smooth as a safety razor for me. Safety razor, I have more control. I get closer. I knock down the hair and the fringe more efficiently and effectively. And I have noticed that because I'm using these cartridge razors and I'm going over these areas, while I'm in the shower trying to put on this brushless shave cream as I'm going over, I have actually gotten a little bit of razor burn from these because I guess I'm overzealous and I'm pressing to try to get that down, trying to chase that smoothness for a head shave. And I found that I have to be careful. And that's why I guess the shave hasn't been as complete or as effective and efficient as a safety razor. I have a lot more control with the safety razor. And of course, I'm taking my time. In the morning, you can go zip, 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 zip. I found that, because I don't want to get that little bit of razor burn, that little bit of irritation from the cartridge razor, that I may miss a little bit of hair here and there. Nothing major, but it was just something I decided to try to do, to really kind of compare it and kind of present the information to you, the viewer, to help you make a decision in how you would like to maybe go forward with a head shave. Not a bad option, to be perfectly honest with you. Again, I have found that 3 blades, 2 blades here, 3 blades here, probably the best equation for me. That will result in less potential for irritation, that sort of thing. When I start getting into 5 blades, 7 blades, then we might be getting into an area where I think I might develop a little bit of irritation, razor burn, for lack of a better term, or word to describe what's going on back there. It wasn't anything major, but I did notice a little bit there. But yeah, for me, the safety razor is the way to go with for a head shave. A nice mild razor, a good coated blade that is sharp yet smooth, and I get a really, really great result. In a pinch, I can use something brushless like this in the shower in the morning with something like the Mach 3 or the Defender, which is 3 blades. And that seems to be a good formula for me in a pinch. The sensitive sensitive razor right here, this was not as effective as, say, the Mach 3. This took longer to shave with this than, say, the Mach 3 or the Defender. So that's just a little twist on doing the head shave, but really, I really enjoy doing a head shave with a safety razor. I just thought I'd try this and present the information to you in case you're in a pinch and you want to try a head shave with a cartridge razor. For me, the fewer the blades in the cartridge head, the better. And I just have to be careful that I'm not pressing too much and being overzealous. It will result in a little bit of irritation. I have gotten that in the past. Not lately, but in the past I've gotten it. Safety razor for me is the way to go with a head shave. I really enjoy that process. All right, that's it, Brandon. I hope that answers your question. Thanks very much for it. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer David Casto. And David writes, I use the Henson razor with the Astra blade always. But I decided to try a Derby and a Rapira, and the Rapira was actually better than the Astra, which was crazy to me, because if I remember right, the Henson was made for the Astra. I was really impressed by the closeness the Rapira with the Henson gave me. Well, you know what, David? I think you do remember correctly, although I think what's going on here, and if I recall correctly, with my correspondence with the folks at Henson, I think they chose the Astra razor blade, and here are my Astra razor blades right here. I think they chose the Astra razor blade to pair up with the Henson razor because Astra is one of the manufacturers that holds their tolerances very, very closely from blade to blade to blade to blade. And the Astra blade seems to fit in this razor head consistently, more consistently than a lot of other blade brands. So I think that's what's going on here. And if I recall correctly, I think that's the reason why they went with the Astra blade, because the first blade and the 50th blade, the tolerances are going to be very, very close, if not identical. And seating that blade in this razor head is going to be advantageous to give you an optimal shave from this razor. Whereas some other blades might not have those close tolerances, and there might be a little, I guess you can say, slop, maybe a little bit of slide, a little bit of touch and go, so to speak, as it sits in the razor head. That's kind of my understanding. So yeah, I too have tried the Rapira and the Wizamet and a lot of other blades, and yeah, I'm getting some great results too. So I don't know. I just think that speaks highly of the design and tolerances and manufacturing construction of this razor, that it will accommodate those other blades, even though their tolerances might not be as exact and held as closely as Astra. I think that's how I look at it. So yeah, I think this is a terrific, terrific razor, and the Astra blades are great in it, but you know what? I've used other blades in it too, and I think this does an absolutely fine job with those blades as well. And as to the tight tolerances that maybe Henson is looking for from a razor blade like Astra, I think that the other blades are just fine, even though their tolerances might not be as tight, might not be as close. I think this razor overcomes the shortfall in some tolerances of some of those blades. I really do. It's just a terrific, terrific razor. It gives an absolutely wonderful shape. It's great for beginners because of the shape of the head. This face right here is a 30-degree angle built right in there. And it just gives such a wonderful, close, efficient shave. So if you're looking for a razor for a beginner, a nice gift for somebody, check out the Henson. Now, I use the Henson Mild. This is my daily driver. The Henson Medium is a little more aggressive, and I have one. And to be honest with you, I really haven't pulled it out that often. I always use the Henson Mild. This is great, not only for face shaves, but also for head shaves. I just got done talking about head shaves. And yeah, this is another one that is absolutely great for head shaves with an Astra blade and some of the other coated blades that I mentioned. So yeah. So thanks very much for that, David. I really do appreciate the comment. Okay, so this next question comes from viewer Rob Bruno. And he writes, "Hi, Mark. Can you tell me what the difference between PAA Star Jelly and PAA Solid Cologne is?" Phoenix Shaving Star Jelly, Phoenix Shaving Cologne. "Which one lasts longer with the scent? Can you use both of them at the same time? I'm not sure which one to order. Any help would be appreciated. Thanks, Rob in Vegas." Well, Rob, I went right to Douglas Smythe with this question, and he very kindly wrote back, and he said, you can use both at the same time. Star Jelly is an aftershave product. Solid Cologne is not, if that makes any sense. Solid Cologne should be used like a cologne or perfume on the hot spots. Star Jelly is used on the freshly shaven area. It's an antiseptic and skin food. Yeah, I use the Star Jelly all the time for upstairs also, and I agree, it's got a lot of great skin food in it. So whenever I'm buying a Phoenix Shaving shave soap and aftershave, I include a Star Jelly balm. This stuff is great. And yeah, there are some times when I'm not using a splash, I'll use this in place of a splash. Well, I'll use them both on the face. It's just absolutely, well, you probably see me. On some of my videos, I'm rubbing it on the head and I'm carrying it down onto the face. It's just terrific. And the scents are great. And it does have a lot of great skin food ingredients. And it really has helped for some of those shaves where I've had a little bit of minor irritation. So yeah, really, really great ingredients. And as he says, great skin food. And it does have a little bit of alcohol in it, I believe, which is why he's referring to it as an antiseptic. I'll have to look into that a little further, but I think there is a little bit of alcohol. If not alcohol, some other kind of ingredient that gives the antiseptic quality. I'll have to look into that further. Don't want to assume something here, but yeah, just a really, really great balm product from Phoenix Shaving. And as far as a solid cologne, I've not used it yet, but because you asked the question, I think I'm going to put it on my wish list and add it to a cart down the road. It looks like something I might make use of. So thanks very much for the question, Rob. I hope the answer helps you in making a decision. And thank you to Douglas Smythe for very kindly sending along that answer. Okay, I just wanted to go over something that I've noticed during my wet shaving adventure between the Stirling shave soap and the Phoenix Shaving Formula CK6 shave soap. Both of these are great. They both make great lather. Now, this is a tallow-based soap, and the Phoenix Shaving is non-tallow-based soap. Formula CK6 is absolutely wonderful. CK1 is very, very good also, but we're talking about Formula CK6 in this instance. Now, besides being tallow here with the Stirling and non-tallow with the Phoenix Shaving, this is what I've noticed when I am doing a face lather with these soaps. Here's the bottom line as I see it. And this is kind of the difference between these two soaps. Both make great lathers, no doubt about it. It's all what you want. If you want a tallow-based soap or a non-tallow-based soap, they both make great lathers. But here's what I've noticed. CK6 requires less of a brush load and more water. The Stirling shave soap, tallow-based, requires more brush load and a little less water. At least that's how I see it. So if you use either one of these and you're switching back and forth, this is just kind of my helpful tip that I'm passing on, something that I've noticed. If you're using any one of these, and you could probably see this in my videos as well, if you use any one of these, just know that from my perspective, from what I've experienced, more brush load here, a little less water, less brush load here, a little more water. And I think that'll help you in building a face lather, especially if you're a beginner and if you're going from soap to soap, tallow-based soap and a non-tallow-based soap, Stirling to Phoenix Shaving. I think that might help you out a little bit. That's what I've noticed, and if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that when I'm using a Stirling soap or any other tallow-based soaps, I'm really, really loading, and I'm waiting for that cream to build up around the inner rim there. And then when I get a little bit of cream and a little bit of peak, then I go to face lather, and it always comes out wonderfully well. But I don't have to use that much water. With Formula CK6, my brush load is less, and I'm not waiting for that to cream up. I'm just loading that brush up, and I'm adding water as I go, and it just explodes off the brush during a face lather. So that's kind of how I see the difference. So if you're on your own wet shaving adventure and you're switching gears between Stirling and Phoenix Shaving, and you want to kind of gauge how to get the best lather out of each of these, just know, based on my personal observation, more brush load, less water, less brush load, a little more water. All right, thanks very much. Okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below, let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comics with George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/marks080, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel organized and categorized. You can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.